Hogan, Man Cave Classroom Day 10. I just wanted to share some documents that I found in the New York Archives magazine that was called the Can Do Shipyard. And let's start with this one right here. Nice political cartoon.
Yeah.
Real cool one. I'm noticing victory right here.
Uncle Sam.
Ships.
I'm assuming Uncle Sam, beard, goatee, not in his typical uniform hat.
Yeah.
He's more in a military uniform here.
Sure. Position of authority. He's got a cutlass or sword.
He's putting the ship almost like a door.
Yeah.
And a lock and key.
Oh, the key to victory.
Key to victory is ships.
So that must mean that we are at war.
Yeah. I'm don't seeing a date here.
Not seeing a date, but all right, let's think of some wars here.
Yeah.
Smash American War, well, yeah, it's too short.
Yeah.
Did you need ships? Sure.
World War I, we got into the game really, really late. And shipping...
You have to go across the Atlantic.
Yeah.
You need ships.
World War II...
I mean, only one of our ships was sunk during World War I.
Yeah.
Yeah.
World War II started with the attack on Pearl Harbor that decimated our Pacific fleet.
Now we're going across the Atlantic, and now we're also operating in the Pacific. So
Yeah.
we're going to need ships.
Yeah.
I would say it was be the key to
our
actually winning
victory.
this war. All right. So when we're looking here, the key to victory, of course, is mentioning that we're going to need ships. And what are ships going to help with the war effort with? Bringing over supplies, if you're talking about a supply ship. Bringing over troops, bringing over tanks, bringing over more wartime goods. And that would be, you would say that to both world wars.
Yeah,
in terms of wartime
you're
goods.
fighting war on two fronts, especially the war in the Pacific, where we're going to be engaged in an island hopping campaign, going from one area to another. The Earth is something like 70% water.
Yeah.
So yeah. The key to controlling the world is to control the waterways. Goes all the way back to Alfred Thayer Mahan's, the history of sea power.
Yep.
The importance.
Gives you an idea how
having a
correct he was in the
Yeah.
1850s.
Yeah.
Now, right next to this document, you have, well, who's making these ships then? Since this is the key to victory. And here I'm looking outside of this Navy shipyard in Brooklyn, by the way, and it's courtesy of New York Historical Society. And here I have a group of women. Now, we're getting into the 1940s here. This is rather different how you would see women.
Yeah.
I mean, here they are.
This is the training program for welding school. These women are learning how to weld.
Yep.
Welding the panels of a ship together. Why women?
Well, World War II, you're talking most of the guys were out fighting the war. There you go. So now you're going to need women kind of filling in these roles to help help make these wartime goods, or even in this instance here, we're looking at ships.
Yeah.
We're talking about the key one.
Looks like some sort of lunch break. Can't really see what this says back here. Visitor not permitted, it almost looks like.
Yep.
Visitors not permitted.
Now welding's a pretty dangerous job.
Yeah.
When you're talking about now, you look right here, it looks like she has welding goggles on.
It's not your typical female job.
For the 1940s.
Yeah.
And of course, what's typical when you look at jobs and they're occupied by different genders, of course, during this time period, this is a job that's occupied mostly by men.
Yeah.
And that would be the same case when you're looking at construction, carpentry, electricians, law enforcement, firefighters. These were traditionally roles that were held by men. But now, you have women stepping up. So
most able-bodied men between the ages of 18 and 30 were now being shipped off to fight, whether it was in the Pacific theater or the Atlantic theater.
Now, is this a good picture for women then?
Like a positive bias? Absolutely.
Yeah.
That if I was trying to recruit women, if I'm a factory owner that's trying to recruit women,
Yep.
I'm going to use this picture. One, they're smiling.
Yeah, they are.
That they're obviously enjoying what they're doing.
They're learning a trade.
They're eating lunch.
Yeah, they're learning a trade.
But yeah, they're a useful member of society. Where to many women in the 1930s and 1940s, throughout the Depression, there was no way for women to help their family. Now they're helping their family, they're helping their country.
And here's the interesting thing, when you look at what this is going to do for women in the future, more and more women are going to be in different work type of environments and different trades that they probably did not occupy. This is going to mean possibly higher pay, because now, of course, the country needs women, they need workers to make ships, bullets, wartime goods. This is going to have them not exactly achieve that equality all in like, you know, a short period of time, but, you know, again, we're working towards equal pay in the workplace, equal treatment as well.
And again, in context, 1941 is only 21 years after women received the right to vote in this country. So these young girls, they look to be in their early 20s. So they were born shortly thereafter the women's suffrage movement.
Right.
You know, so growing up with this different mentality that women are going to have throughout the 20th century, that they are, in fact, equal to men.
Now, this is a great picture, women at work, learning a trade, smiling. Probably some of the things that we don't see is that, you know, they probably weren't welcomed into most fields with open arms. Did they probably experience, you know, maybe some sexist remarks, or were they probably not treated fairly? I mean, that
Absolutely.
we know from looking at other sources, we know probably.
Are they going to be keeping these jobs when the war is over?
That's the other thing, too.
And the soldiers are returning home. You know, that's a question I would love to see answered.
And when you're looking at the war effort, now we have older women here, you know, of course, sewing flags, and this is in the Brooklyn Navy Yard as well. And of course, you know, what are you going to need on a ship, especially a U.S. naval ship? U.S. flags. You get onto a ship, the first thing you're going to salute is the flag. You're going to salute the quartermaster, ask him permission to come aboard. So a flag's going to be important in terms of, you know, identifying that particular ship. And now you have women much older who are probably not going to be, you know, in a welding type of program working in these types of labor-intensive jobs, but what can they do? They can sew. There's a lot that these documents do say. Anything else we're missing with these?
Women will win us the war.
Yes, it did. You know, then of course, you know, you can tie in, you know, the Rosie the Riveter, the other things that you start to see throughout
Do
World
it,
War II,
yeah.
that we could do it. All right, cool.
Nice.
Thanks for watching.